What's up, YouTube? It has been a minute since I've dropped some massive value for you guys. I was supposed to do this cold call series, but I took a little hiatus from YouTube to really focus on my health. So as it is today, guys, I'm 40 pounds lighter. This is probably like the healthiest I've ever been in my entire life. And guys, my goal at the end of this is to compete in a strongman competition. But that's not gonna stop me from providing the marketplace with the value that it needs so that you folks that are watching this can take your business to exponential levels. So guys, I got this thing that I want to talk about today, but as always, I want you to like, subscribe, share, and get as much value as you can from this. You're going to want to watch this all the way through because I am going to be talking about a list that you can get right now that absolutely no one is hitting. Well, you're going to probably start hitting it after this, but I've already milked it in my areas and in my market. So this is my gift to you guys. So it's from a platform called REI Sift. My good friend Tyler Austin created this platform to help you save thousands of dollars in marketing and to really get a hold on the best part of your business, which is the most important part of your business, which is the lead generating process, right? All of us get leads. Everybody skip traces them. But do you know how to manage and update those records? So that's what REI Sift is all about. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to jump into this. Make sure you catch the intro, and I'll see you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, so this is REI Sift, and now I'm using the elite accounts. More than likely, if you're just getting into this business, you're probably going to have the $97 plan, which is way less, but if you can manage 100,000 records, you can manage 10 million records. It just takes time, and you got to be able to be organized. So this is the dashboard right here, and it's telling me that 1% of all the records that I have uploaded on here are on a vacancy list, but there's 182 that are newly vacant that are added to this software. Now this thing is basically a data management software. So here in my records tab, you'll see all of the records that I have. If you look at like this person here at 1202 Bailey, he's on 12 different lists. So it stacks the data together so that you can see that there's high probability leads, which is great. He's on high equity, ex-military, tax delinquency. There's a memorandum on his property. He's a veteran, pre-foreclosure, bankruptcy, code enforcement. All of these different lists is a reason that somebody would want to sell their property to some extent. When they're stacked together, what it does is it creates a high probability lead. And as you can see, these are how many times that I've actually freaking called the dude. And here you'll see that I have the correct number for this gentleman, which we already closed on his house last week. So with this being said, if we go back to our list, here you'll see all of the different lists that I have in each individual market that I'm currently working on, and they have a tagging system. So I tag all of my records so I can keep them organized because I'm constantly updating them. So this is a system that my buddy Tyler Austin with REI Sift, I'd love for you guys to go and check out his YouTube channel. Let him know that I sent you. If you're interested in trying this platform out, click the link in the description below and it'll forward you over to this. I highly recommend this, especially if you have a crap ton of data and you're not organizing it. So we pull lists every single month. But what I'm going to talk about today is a list that no one, and I mean I literally scoured the internet, no one is talking about. And it's a list that you can only pull if you are a master of using this software. So I'll go ahead and I'll go over this. The name of this list again is called the unknown vacant list. We've all heard of unknown equity. We've all heard of vacancy, right? We all heard of properties that are owner occupied. You go and you search it up online and you're looking for houses that are actually occupied, right? That's the free and clear, no vacant, so that you know that the person lives there. Now, no one, and I believe no one, has ever talked about unknown vacancy. So I'm going to break down what that is after I show you guys a little bit about what this software does. So this is my activity. Here you'll see some of the records that I'm tagging, some of the properties that I'm looking for to check for vacancy, some of the owner vacancy records that I'm deleting from my software, etc. And then here you also have what we call the Sift Dojo. And my buddy Tyler basically breaks down how you can use his software and all of the new things that are happening. He is also the founder of the Auto Lead Gen Challenge, which is something that we use in our business, which really 10x all of our results that we have in our data. So let's go ahead and go back. I want to show you guys this list, okay? So with this being said, there's also a community board and there's a rewards board. So he has a leaderboard, guys. So for anybody that's getting involved, jump in on it. Let them know that your boy Q sent you, okay? So check this out. What we're going to do right now is we're going to create the unknown vacancy list. Now, before I do that, I got to make sure that I'm pulling out my calculator because this is going to be a little crazy this point moving forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on filter records. Hold on, let me actually go ahead and move my head to the other side. All right, there we go. We're going to click on filter records, and here we're going to start adding our filter blocks. So they have presets available, which is really awesome, but I'm just going to go ahead and make my own. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on list. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and include all records that are in this specific list. So I'm just going to do a regular one for now. I'm going to do El Paso tax delinquency properties, right? These are people that haven't paid their property taxes. In Texas, we have this thing that's called an exemption. So that means that individuals after the age of 60 can go without paying their taxes without the risk of having their property foreclosed on, which is something that happens a lot. So that's the list that we're going to go after. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add one more block. And what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the parameters, the property parameters of which we're going to search for, okay? So first things first, let's go ahead and apply these filters. Check this out. Here you'll see 8,386 records and visible that are 10. That's how many properties that I know of in El Paso that are behind on taxes. Now let's take this a step further, right? So let's pull out the calculator real quick. That is 8,386 records, right? So let's go ahead and add one of our filters again. We're going to add this little block right here. We're going to do the property parameters. And we're going to go ahead and select vacant property. Yes. Now what this is going to do is going to apply the vacancy filter. What I love about REI Sift is in the back end of things, literally it's going to check right now between FedEx, UPS, and USPS what properties are currently vacant now. So check this out, guys. Once I apply the filter and it's off that list, off the tax delinquency list, what you'll see is that there's 194 records that are vacant, right? So what we're going to do is going to take this calculator out right now, and we're going to subtract 194 from the 8,000 records that we had originally, 8,386 records originally. And what do you see here? It's 8,192 records that should just not be vacant. That means that obviously the system ran it through and it looked for a possibility for the property to be vacant. Of all of the records, the 8,000 plus records, there was only 194 records, which means that 8,192 records should not be vacant. Now check this out, because this is the kicker. Let me go ahead and close the calculator one more time. We're going to add one more filter. So I'm going to take this vacant property, yes, right? First off, let's go ahead and let's tag those vacant records. So I want to add a tag to all of these records here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Well, first, okay, let's finish out everything else before I swing back to it, because this gets exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and put vacant no, right? Check this out, guys. I'm going to apply the filters. Now, boom, these are all properties that aren't vacant. What is this? 8,104 records. What was the number that we were supposed to be looking at? Check this out. We're supposed to have this many records, 8,192, but it's showing that only 8,104 records are actually vacant. So that means if we go ahead and we subtract 8,104 from this list, there's 88 records missing. What does that mean? That, my friends, is the unknown vacancy list. And I tell you right now, guys, this thing is game changing. This basically means that for whatever reason, FedEx, USPS, or UPS couldn't decipher whether or not that property was vacant or it was occupied, which normally means that there's something else that could possibly be happening there. So that's 88 records that are on that list, right? So check this out, man. This is where things get a little crazy. Now, how do I pull those 88 records? Because those ones right there are literally, I mean, everybody hits the vacancy. Everybody hits owner occupied. No one is hitting the unknown vacancy list. So check this out. I'm going to show you guys how you can create this list, and it's super awesome, okay? So first off, I put vacant property no, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take all of these records. I'm going to select them all. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a tag. And this one's going to be called El Paso TD, tax delinquency, no vacant. And basically in the back end of this system, it's going to go ahead and start tagging all of the records, all of them. And you can actually see where it's at in the updates page as it's doing it in the back end. So you know exactly when all of those records are being tagged. Now that's number one. Now we just tagged those records. Now we're going to go back to filter records again. I'm going to switch this to vacant property yes, and I'm going to apply that. And then I'm going to take the 194 records that are here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all, and I'm going to apply yet another tag to these leads. This tag's going to be El Paso TD vacant. Now you can also put the day that you did this. Obviously it's March, so I'll go ahead and I'll kind of put that in there. It's also the 7th in where I'm at, so let's go ahead and add that. Boom, that is the tag that we're looking at, and now it is currently processing. So as you can see, guys, it may take just a little while to get all of the records up and going. See here it says 52% top is done. Here it's at 35%. All I got to do, so top one is finished. Now we're at 43%. So in the meantime, while it's doing that, I'll go ahead and I'll kind of go over a couple of things that I think are awesome about the platform. So guys, I mean, this is where I keep track of all of my records, and I make sure that everything's updated. Once that stuff is done, we'll go back to it. But what I love about this so much, guys, is basically you can see all of your stacks. You can stack leads. There's a million ways that you can filter through your data, and you can add as many of these filter blocks as you'd like. So for the time being, let's go ahead and check out the activity, see if we're almost done. We're 62%. Okay. So for the time being, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll show y'all some of the cool stuff that's here. Now, what I love about REI Sift is he already has presets for you. So check this out. If I click on presets, you can literally pull stack data, vacant data, ouchies, which is basically 2 stacks or more with the vexation. So a vexation is a reason that someone will want to sell their property. Like currently, if you're hitting a high equity list, there's really no real motivation. But when you're stacking high equity list against vexations, and this is something that Tyler goes over in the auto lead gen challenge, you're creating high probability leads. And so these are basically presets for you. I mean, you can apply these filters, and you can see everything that's in all of the data that you're currently working on. And he has just so many different things that you can use. So let's go ahead and check back. There is a bunch of them. There's one for vacancy. Like I said, like I said, just maximize the software as much as you can. Now let's see where we're at. We're at 95%. We're almost there. So guys, once this thing is complete, check this out. I'm going to show you guys how powerful you can filter through records using this system. So let's go ahead and go back to the records section. Now I'm going to filter again. I'm going to add my block. What was that again? It was the list. It was tax delinquency for El Paso, right? And now I'm going to add one more, which we're going to filter by tags this time. And I'm going to do this twice. Check this out. So we're going to do this by tags again. Where are we at? Tags again. Oh, let's go. So let's go ahead and add this. Do not include. Search for tags. And it was a tag that I just got done putting in there. What was it? El Paso TD no vacant, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply that. And then what you'll see is what I'm left with, which is 282 records. And then we're going to have the filter option again. I'm going to add one more system here. And now we're going to do not include one more time. And we're going to do El Paso TD vacant. Now I'm not including either of the records that I tagged. And I'm going to apply the filter. Boom. So what you'll see here is the 88 records that we were looking at that are on an unknown vacancy list. And check this out, guys. This right here, tax delinquency, high equity, failed listing. I mean, guys, this is a list that literally no one is hitting. All of these properties that I'm showing you right now are all on a list that for whatever reason, again, UPS, USPS, FedEx couldn't decipher whether the property was vacant or not. And some of these are only on one list, but again, anything could be happening. So I just wanted to make this video, and I want to give another huge shout out to Tyler Austin for showing us this. If you're interested in using this platform, click the link in the description below. Also check out some of the videos that I'm going to be running through with you guys. And just thank y'all so much for tuning in. If y'all got value from this, show me love in the comments. I know your fucking mind is blown. So is mine. Love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next video. What's up, everybody? If you like this video and you got value from it, I want you to go ahead and check out myself doing the 75 Hard program, and I'd love for you guys to take a look at my adventure. Go ahead and click one of these little videos that you see off to the left or off to the right, and just go ahead and follow my journey, guys. Again, man, fitness is such an important part of business. Thank y'all so much for the love and support, for being patient with me while I've been getting my life together on the fitness side, so that I can be my best version both on and off the camera. Love y'all so much. Thank you guys for everything. See you guys later.